The question is, what is grace? Grace is getting what you do not deserve. A good example of grace is rain, where your neighbor may be a great guy and you may be a bad person, but it rains on both of you. God is giving you grace despite the fact that you don't do it. Grace is the opposite of mercy, which is not getting what you do deserve. We've sinned. We deserve hell. We deserve condemnation. We deserve eternal separation from God. And instead, he sends Jesus. He takes our punishment on himself, and we receive mercy. So this is what grace is, and this is what mercy is. And today, we will see that in a world full of evil, one man was given grace. Just like Adam, every person on earth descends from this one man. His name is Noah. His story is an amazing one on many levels. And hidden within the text itself is a pattern which centers on the fact that we are not forgotten by God. Even when the world is collapsing around us, God is always there for us. God's eyes are always on his people, and he has a plan for each of us. The hard part is to trust him when everything else seems to be falling apart around us. The story of Noah is something we can cling to in today's world. As the forces of the wicked seem to be winning, God has secured his faithful in an ark which will protect them through every trial. Today, we're going to look through, as I said, Genesis 6, 5 through 13. And it shows us God's great displeasure at the wickedness of man and his judgment on their sins. Unfortunately, in order to understand God's grace, we must have it within a context which that grace can be viewed. This account about the pre-flood world and many others in the Bible after the flood are given not to depress us, but to show us that even in the midst of a world full of desperately confusing tragedies like earthquakes or tsunamis or war, God is in control and he is working out a wonderful plan for each one of us. If you are just willing to stick with it through the Bible, there is a ton, and I mean this, a ton of happy and uplifting stuff right there. And God's grace is evident throughout the entire Bible. But the Bible is a book of truth, and truth often includes painful downers.